you get in the race. I know that was a big relief just to get in the show, and you were running pretty good there for most of the race there. Tell us about your weekend there at Phoenix with the Ticket Smarter '08 Ford Performance car there for SS Greenlight Racing.
Man, our Ticket Smarter Ford Mustang, it seemed to be pretty good in practice. Like what Jason Miller and the guys gave me. We had a good car in practice, and dude, we had to get in the show, you know what I mean? So the pressure was on, and
qualifying was its own ordeal with what happened there. Go ahead and walk us through exactly that situation from your vantage.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I think we were going out third in the lineup, and NASCAR waved me on to go out on the racetrack to start our qualifying attempt. And they kind of waved me out there at the last minute. And I heard my spotter say, go, 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 go. I looked up in my rearview mirror and there was a car right there. So I went through turns 1 and 2 a little bit quicker than you usually do, because, man, when you got a brand new set of stickers on your car and you if you're going wide open into turn 1 there at Phoenix, I mean, it's very edgy, and it has a tendency to come around on you. So you got to be kind of cautious that first corner just to kind of get the tires wore in a little bit. And then, man, I barely made it off turn 2. And next thing you know, I lost the back of the car. And I think it was just because I looked up in my rearview mirror and I seen a car coming, which you don't usually have that in qualifying. They space you out pretty good. NASCAR has done a tremendous job over the years of spacing us out just perfect. And I really don't know what the confusion was, but I was just, I was pleased and happy to learn that NASCAR was going to allow me to come back down pit road after we flat spotted our tires. You have the front tires locked up and you're sliding sideways, Tyler, and it puts a big old hole in the tire. And luckily, the tire didn't come completely apart and tear up our front fenders. I was able to creep back to pit road. NASCAR allowed us to cool down our engine again and to put another set of Goodyear tires on our race car. And they allowed us to make another qualifying attempt, and not in those, they put us out, spaced us out right this time, and it all worked out, and we made the show. And Tyler, I got to tell you what a relief it was. We've been doing this a long time, and the way this year has started out with my Bret Baier special report Ticket Smarter Ford Mustang, it's been a challenge, but I feel like that SS Greenlight Racing, my crew chief Jason Miller, and all of us we're figuring this out, going through a little bit of growing pains. But
Sure.
Hey, the cool thing was we made the race, and that was awesome.
So tell me about that sequence of when you got called out early, you spin out, and then you're waiting to go back on track. For those of us that were watching at home, I was here, I was watching with your wife Kim and such, and we were just confused. It wasn't really explained to us what was going on. We're trying to check on social media. There's just not really any updates. Then finally we hear just out of nowhere, like, hey, NASCAR's taking blame. David's going to get another run. He's going to get to put on fresh tires, and then you lay down a really good lap to get in the show. Was there a point in time when you were saying, I don't know what's going to happen? Were you confident you were going to get that second run, or was there any doubt that maybe NASCAR wasn't going to let you back out there?
Well, I was concerned. I mean, we did not cross the start finish line and take the green. I thought that might have played into our favor. It was ironic when I looked up in my rearview mirror and I could see a car, so it was like, hey man, you got to go, you know what I mean? So went through turns 1 and 2 faster than I should have, obviously, and spun out coming off turn 2. Hadn't spun out and qualified. I can't remember last time I ever spun out qualifying, but I felt like when I was creeping the car around so we wouldn't tear up the body, the front fenders with the tires being tore up, I was like, I wasn't sure if I was sure. I thought, man, we're going to go home. And they told me on my radio, hey, come down pit road and pull over and stall number 2. And so I did. And man, I was really pleasantly surprised when NASCAR allowed us to bolt on a new set of tires and cool our engine down, and they would let us know when we could go out for a second attempt. I didn't really know exactly what had happened. Usually, like I said earlier, NASCAR spaces out the cars.
Right.
They give you plenty of room. And why they sent me out at the last minute when a car was approaching me, that's not really how they do it. You know what I mean? So I was just thankful and blessed that we did get another opportunity. And I was so thankful when we made the race. And man, we had our Ticket Smarter Ford Mustang was pretty fast.
Well, and to think too of just that sequence of all that could have happened. Not only do you make the race, but when you spun, that the car was okay, that you were still able to replace the tires after the tire went flat and such. I mean, there's so many things that could have happened that could have prevented you from being in the show, but here you were and you made it. You put down a good lap. I mean, it's I don't know if people realize just how hard this is of the race before the race, even just to get into these things. I mean, it was a battle on before the race even started for you.
Man, it was a battle, Tyler. And we're trying to win the first race, which is make the race. So it was a challenge. And there's a country song that I like, Jesus Take the Wheel.
Shout out Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, Jesus Take the Wheel. And I felt like coming off turn 2, when that thing broke loose out from underneath me, all I could do was just lock up the front tires and try to keep it off the wall. And basically I got lucky, and the cool part about it was, we didn't hit anything. And when you're going around the racetrack with flat tires, I had 2 front flats, we're lucky we didn't grind the front splitter off the race car. You know what I mean? So it was just meant to be. We got lucky, and I was just so glad to make our first race. And we had a great lap. Like I said, I had a good car, and everything worked out. But we're just under the circumstances, you know what I mean? I just knew I needed to go out there and do what I know how to do. And I did that, and it all worked out.
On TV, Adam Alexander, friend of the show, was doing the broadcast, and right away he said you made the show. How soon did you find out you made the show?
Well, it wasn't until after my laps was over with. Jason said, hell of a lap, you know what I mean? And I think at the time he said, hey, we're 18th, and I knew that after we spun and NASCAR corrected, said, we're going to let you put a new set of tires on and cool the engine down. That a lot of cars had taken their qualifying attempt. And when he said on the radio, hey man, hell of a lap, we're sitting 18th, I felt like there was only like 7 or 8 cars left to go. So I felt like that we were going to be okay, but I didn't really confirm it until after I got out of the race car. When they parked us in the garage, and you had to get out of your race car and get away from it. And then a couple of people came up to me and hugged me, and a couple of them congratulated me, said, hey, great lap. And, I knew then that we were in the show. And man, I
bet you were glad too that the other driver got to do another lap too. That it worked out for both of you. That you got to kind of wipe that behind.
Absolutely. NASCAR just does a tremendous job, and it's nice to know, hey, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes every day, and even a sport or a sanctioned body can make a mistake. And I was just so thankful that allowed myself and the 33 car to make another attempt because of the circumstances. And man, I just was glad. Knew we had a great race car, and it was awesome to be in the race, man.
You get in the race.